Greetings everyone and welcome to day 5 of the TimeBlazr challenge for 2022, the summer event that we have been doing for the last few years, and we're just doing a quick short one this particular year, but it's pretty powerful because there's a lot of great energy that's happening right now. If you're new to me, hello, my name is Kathleen Horvath-Zemansky. I'm a business feng shui consultant, and I am also the creator of the TimeBlazr business management system. I am so proud of this particular product on what it is actually able to do for you. It is a personalized timing calendar that is based on your birth information, and each and every TimeBlazr is absolutely unique to you and the potential that you are able to bring forth by launching things on a good day and a good time. But it's not just about launches. It's also about doing your milestone event activities like signing important contracts, starting a new project. You might be launching something like a website, or maybe you're an author, and it really kills me sometimes to hear that people are doing these launches, or I even look in the news with people that are doing IPOs, and I look at the day that they choose and I'm like, oh my gosh, if they had only consulted their personalized calendar, they would have a much, much better outcome. Well, lucky for you, we are able to supply for you this wonderful calendar for you to have a competitive edge. When you really think about it, you still need to do a very solid business plan and a marketing plan, and your content calendar must be very solid as well. But that's all of the, if you will, the yang activities that every business owner must do to succeed. What I'm offering to you is that competitive edge that will help you dial in to a day that's really helpful for you. So what I'm going to do right now is we're going to go through a couple of different aspects. First, I'm going to tell you about the contest, because we're running a little bit of a contest along with this. So what I'm going to need you to do is sign up for the free 30-day time trial at the very minimum, but you may want to consider also the TimeBlazr software membership. I'll tell you why in just a second. And then number 2, come prepared with a project that you're going to be launching. So we started this last week where I had encouraged you to think about potentially even doing a launch every single month. Like, what can you do to have some steady income coming in? And as entrepreneurs, we're always needing to get out there and find new business, right? So I really believe that this is a way that can bring more visibility and attention to you. We're going to need you to subscribe to our channel, and then we are going to be finishing up this week on Thursday the 23rd, and we broadcast live every day from 3:30 on. And then when I finish up, and I don't really like to say that there's any time frame beyond it, because it's just going to take what it takes to get through this. And so then what one winner is going to be lucky enough to have is a strategy session with me. And we are going to announce that winner, but the contingency is that we record it, because this is for training purposes for people who would like to see how we plan out a launch. Now, I am talking about, we're planning out the timing of your launch. We're not actually creating, the strategy behind, you have to have so many emails, and this is what this email should say. You need to come with that already ready to go. But it's a pretty incredible opportunity, because it's a minimum $2,500 to start to do this type of work with me on a one-on-one level. All right, so here are the contest rules. You must have purchased the TimeBlazr software membership, and we're just talking about the software part right now. It's not even a larger program, so pretty great investment, easy investment, because it's very, very low for what you will be receiving in return. And then you have to have your membership at least till the end of this calendar year to be eligible to win. Then you would have had to have been at the at the challenge every single day. So I need you to put in the comments, challenge accepted, and your name. And then we also have a new channel. It's going to be the TimeBlazr channel. Those links are in the descriptions below. So just go ahead and click on that particular link, and then we'll be building, we're just building that particular channel. So slowly but surely we'll begin to have more movement over there. Okay. All right. And then let's see, what else? Is there anything? Okay. So for all of the rules that would apply for you, go to bit.ly/TB challenge 22 and just head on over there. And then if you want more information about those rules, that's where you will find them. Okay, so let's head on over to the TimeBlazr site. And what I think I'm going to do today, there was a lot of astrology questions last week. So I think I'm going to end up going over there. But before I do want to mention, let me just take the screen down just a little bit so you can see it a little bit easier. So you can see, oops, I think I went the wrong way instead of, no, we're getting there. Okay, so this is the month view that you can see on the screen, and we are right here on the 20th. We talked about extensively all of the different days, and I went through on Friday how you can use every single one of these days. So go back to Friday's recording to figure out how to map out the rest of your week. We also talked about some of the different aspects of filters. Now I'm going to come back up so you can see what I'm doing here a little bit, where you could use any one of these filters. You can also remove them or add them selectively, and that will, until you switch them back or log out of your TimeBlazr, they're always going to come back with the default settings, but you can always change them around for your particular benefit. We also talked about how you can print out either the year view, which is going to look something like this, or you could, I can't remember I think I already shut that down, and we had a little bit of a lag in the internet, so I'm not going to pull up the month because that was already done last week as well. We did talk about searches as well, and we talked about how you can look at the values, you can look at the activators. We're going to get into the manifest for you this week, and then we briefly touched on the 5 structures as well. We also talked about there's a nice training portal for you to go through, and you can either look at some of these video tutorials or just go into the guidebooks and read them there. So there's a lot of resources there to help you to figure out some of your strategies along the way. But today I'm going to talk about a little bit about what's in your astrology chart. Okay, so first of all, we are basing the TimeBlazr on your date and time of birth. So the year pillar in everybody's chart, no matter what you see on the screen right now, the year pillar is reflective of the branding, your reputation, your social circles, and it's not only what you know. It's obviously that saying of who you know. So it's who you know that can help you, and also trying to figure out who are the best people to be in contact with, if you will. All right, so then your month of birth is about your career, your character. We're also going to be looking at, from a perspective, a little bit of health. Now, in my programs, I do talk more from a business perspective. Obviously, there are layers and layers and layers of personal information on anyone's astrology chart as well, but I take it from a perspective of business. The reason I bring in health, because if you're not healthy, you're not going to be able to work. So You can look at many aspects of your chart for health, but this is one of the pillars that I do look at as well for health is the month. Okay, so let's move on to the day of birth. Your day of birth is about you. It's such an important pillar, and when I say pillar, it's the top element and the bottom animal. That creates a pillar, and these are your 4 pillar of destiny: year, month, day, and hour. Okay, going back to the day, it is about your personal development, your mindset, and your self-care. So this one is very, very important. How much you love yourself to take care of yourself is really foretold right here in this particular pillar. Even if you feel like you could be better at that, no pillar really is bad. It's how you use the information or the attributes within any one of the 60 pillars. There are 60 different possibilities of 12 different animals with 10 different elements that can be on top. Now, there are only 5 elements, but there are yin and yang of the elements. So that's how we come up with 60. And as in many, many things in Chinese metaphysics, everything is a repeatable pattern. Therefore, we do need to look at certain things when we're looking at the chart of good or bad. Take that out of your mind. There is no good or bad. It's how you play the game. It's how you play your chart. It's how you play your best hand. There's many ways of saying it though, right? Okay, so then our hour of birth is about your legacy. This is where you look at how you achieve your goals. Like, what are your goals and what is your best visions in your life, if you will. It is also about your investments, how you spend the money that you've accumulated over the course of your life. And really it is your money management pillar. So how well are you managing your money? This is very interesting times, and during very interesting times, financial management and financial intelligence is what's going to get you through these couple of rough times that we've been having these last few years. And it looks as though we're going into another rough spot of a global inflation, recession, war. I mean, you name it, it's on the list as far as negatives are concerned. I realize some of you may not know your hour of birth. Don't let that stop you from understanding at least 75% of your life, of the year, month, and day. So that would be, I would think, small-minded of you to not look at what you can do versus what you can't do. If you get caught up, I can't do this and I can't do that, you probably will live the self-fulfilling prophecy of you can't, because that's what you keep telling yourself. So let's look at life is tough enough right now, so let's look at how we can rebuild and refocus so we can have a better outcome in all areas of our life. Okay, this dial below is a compilation of the yin and yang of everything that's in your natal chart. Therefore, it's going to show you, for example, in this chart, it's going to pull together from the month of birth. There's some water here on top, and then there's a little bit of water in the dragon in the hour. So as you can see, these two are making up the water in the 5 structures. And for this person, this is the wealth element. So why doesn't everybody look at your charts and put in the chat, what is your element? What element is your wealth element? Because it's potentially different. If your day of birth is not either yin earth or yang earth, it's going to be another element. What would that be? Go ahead and put it in the chat so we can see what we're looking at here. Hi, Brianna. Hi, Joanna. Hi, Antoinette. Thanks so much for tuning in today. So what is your wealth element? Just go ahead and put it in the chat so I can see what your wealth element is. As you're doing that, I'm going to go through a couple of other aspects here as well. So some of you may discover that you have no element that is your wealth element because that box may be blank. Don't worry about that, because I do very much understand if that was in my chart, I'd go, oh my gosh, of course, like, why am I not making any money? Well, there's several different ways in which you can bring prosperity, wealth into your life. So that's why, we actually do a holistic system of person, space, time, and universe, but we really are going to stay focused on what you can do from a TimeBlazr perspective or from your chart astrologically as well. All right, so from a TimeBlazr astrological, what we would start looking at are some other things that can help us produce money. And one of the strongest ways is, what do you create? That would be your products, your programs, your services. These are things that are considered your output. This is what you can produce with your skills, your expertise, your wisdom. That all can definitely make you money. The other can be your resources. Your resources these are the people, as well as your networks. These are the people, these are your tribe. The tribe is more your network. These are your followers. And then the resources are people that want to help you. These could be your JV partners, your affiliates. So we do obviously like to see all of the 5 elements within your chart. But if you don't have it, then we have to be a little bit creative when we're looking at your wealth element. Now, this goes true with all of the other elements as well. If you're lacking one of them, it just means you've got an awful lot of energy focused on one area of your life, or a couple of areas of your life. So currently we are in the year of the water tiger. So for those of you, just look at your chart right now. What is water to you? So Antoinette has shared that her wealth element is wood. So in the year of the water tiger being a wood, predominantly wood element, that means that you have a potential to make more money this year because there's more wood in the annual chart. So as you can see, there's things that, truthfully, when you continue to follow me, you'll start understanding that there's going to be certain years that your wealth element is going to go up by very nature of the year. And then there's going to be years that it's going to go down. So that's where we start looking at year to year, how we can do our best strategies. So I'm going to even tell you for 2023, it's going to be a water rabbit year. So again, if you have water or wood as your wealth element, you're going to see a little bit of bump in the potential for you to make more money, because water is a very dominant element in 2023. So for 2 years in a row, water and wood are very much stronger and adds a little bit more to your chart to work with. Okay? All right. So hopefully those water and wood elements will help you. Okay? All right. Let's move on to this next box of the 10 archetypes. So I'm not going to go too much into this, but I do feel like I should explain it at least so you understand what it is. So basically, the archetypes are, you will have a dominant element that's going to hold true, and you can pretty much see what is this person's dominant element. It's earth. This person has a lot of yin and yang earth together. And now we're going to take it over again, taking it from your natal chart, the 4 rows above. Now we're going to split all of this, and I'm just going to talk about networks right now because this is a pretty good example of where we're going to see the yin and the yang of both the earth element within the network's box. So this person has a little bit more dominance of the yin earth, so this makes this person's profile allies. So really what that's saying is they've got a lot of friends that will help them along the way. And so that's something that is golden. If you know that, develop. And it's interesting when I talk to people that have this, and I had a reading not too long ago, and this person actually said, but I don't really like people that much. And she had an interesting character, and my response to her was, you really don't have to like them. Just be in respectful relationships that will help bolster your business, because if you need business, sometimes you have to kind of modify your own. And I think really what she was trying to say is she's more reclusive than the social butterfly, and I very much understand that as well. So it is really potentially getting out of your comfort zone, but if that's what your chart is telling you to do, this is where you will have some really strong benefits, if you will. And I can't say enough about when you understand your natal chart, fully your natal chart, then that's where you can start making some really big plans for yourself. Quite frankly, it doesn't really matter what age you come in at to this understanding, because later is better than never. But truthfully, if you have the opportunity, or children, when they're just starting out in the business world, or just before, even like high school age, at the very latest, you can really actually help a young person map out their life by just understanding this is going to be a high point, or this is when you're going to make the most money, so make it and invest, or this is where there's going to be a little bit of a challenge in your life. So when you start thinking about that, that's a better way of strategizing your life out without micromanaging it. Of course, you want to live your life to the fullest, though. By the way, we've got a little 5-element key here to the left of the 5 structures. Just kind of look at the colors of the box, what they say, and then that will tell you if any of your elements in your chart are yin or yang, if you're interested. All right, this next piece here is your destiny cycle. These are 10 years of energy that are in your life, and they're I consider them like books of your life, if you will. So everyone has an opportunity to write 8 or 9 books, if you will, and what I mean by that is these particular pillars, each of them in the destiny is 10 years, and within each of those 10 years there's going to be the annual energies. Like, for example, we're in the year of the water tiger. Next year, if we're looking at this particular person, it's yin earth rabbit, and then in 2023 it's going to be a water rabbit, and in 2024 it's going to be a wood dragon, on until this person turns 42. So we're looking concurrently at the annual energies also affecting your life, but we look at it from a global perspective of what is the cover story, if you will, of your book. And in this particular person's life right now, it is yin. It's a yin earth rabbit. So then, when you would do, an astrology session or a private reading, unless you know this particular information, how does this rabbit actually affects something happening in your chart? So I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole right now, because that would be giving a reading, and it doesn't really help you to the point like why, how would that really be affecting me? But what you could do, if you do want to do some of your own self-analysis, what I would do is I would go over to this training tab. I would look and read the Personalizing Your TimeBlazr, as well as this chart right here. So you could go and look up any one of your pillars on this top bar, or you could just go to the luck cycle, which on this particular person, it was a rabbit. And so a rabbit and rabbit are fine with each other. And then there was a dragon in the chart. There was a horse in your chart. So you can already start seeing, and I believe a goat as well. So you can start seeing the differentiations of what's happening in this person's chart. For any particular time. Okay, let me go back to the astrology. This row of box is just really the abbreviations of these words, and again, this would be more of an astrology class and or a private reading, but I'm just giving you the navigation of the chart. All right, these activators you can also find in your TimeBlazr. So when you are looking for either a mentor or some help, you can rely on and look at your chart, not this one. In this particular person, it's a rat and a monkey. So we can also look at it spatially. So this would bring in a little bit of the feng shui, if you will, right within your own TimeBlazr. You can already get a little bit of directional advice just by looking at the activators, if you will. Wisdom is you're writing a book, you're writing a white paper, you're writing an article, you're getting ready for a speech. If you're coming up blank, then go ahead and go to the animal. You can either find that in somebody else's chart, or you can go in this direction to find that. Attraction is more about making sales, or you can even use this on a personal level for like date nights and things like that, the animal, or spatially. Travel is travel. And then wellness, I really love this one because this is like your personal boutique doctor right here. You can find wellness days for you to do your wellness treatments, as well as physicals and medical treatments. Please note, if it is an emergency, do not wait for the good time to come. Get yourself to an emergency room if it is an urgent care situation. But if you're convalescing or something like that and you're trying to get better, I'm going to show you 2 ways in which you can do that today. Go ahead and get into your personal wellness sector, which it'll show you where to get into spatially. And then I'm going to hop over to this particular box over here, and I'm going to talk about vitality right now. What I would do is I would get in the wellness direction, in the wellness sector, go to this location. In this particular case, it's south in these particular degrees. And then I would face the northwest direction of that particular room. So this will help you have a stronger vibration to wellness and vitality. So, people are working really, really, really hard right now, and I would say this could be something that could help you give you a bit more energy and a bit more vitality, okay? All right, so since we're over here in the personal power directions and feng shui applications, first of all, you're gonna have a number over here, and it's gonna be a number from 1 to 9. This particular person is a 5. And so these are, this particular person has a really strong energetics because a 5 is like an emperor or an empress. So it is a very, very special number in the personal power directions. But most people will have 1 through 4 or 6 through 9. Nonetheless, this top bar here are going to be your more vibrant directions. And then the lower row, if you can avoid those, it would probably be to your advantage. Okay, so how do you use these? So you can, by the way, with all of this stuff, you can move anywhere in the world, if you will. You don't have to, have these particular setups that is, exclusive to one space. This energy and this whole entire chart stays with you for life. Basically, you can use this in a conference room. You can use these at speaking engagements. You can use this in a hotel room. So what I would do, let's say you are attending a conference. What I would do is, because they can be draining, I would just pull up my phone and pull up the compass and see if I could, the way the room's arranged and all of that. Could I actually sit facing a northwest direction? If I can, great. Don't know anybody there? Sit facing west and see if we can get some attraction, if you will, as far as that's concerned, as people coming up to you or you coming up and they're being more open to speaking with you, if you will. If you were speaking on stage, on any of these, I would use any of these, especially when it comes to making an offer. Try to face in your prosperity direction for you. So that's how you would look at that, if you will. Now, the universal gateway, we're probably not going to get too much into this piece, but it is quite powerful. I am going to talk about it when we talk about the Manifest 4, but this is more of your yin side of your chart, where you're actually meditating and getting your mind in more of an alpha state to manifest. And so this is where you would be in for the level in which I'm able to talk to you for this freebie. I would like for you to just look at what your command direction is, put your back to that direction. You can sit in that direction all day long, as well as, strategically go there when you want to manifest something, which hopefully is on a constant level. As in you're doing that all the time. Okay. All right. So let's head on over to our month. Let me see if I have anything here in the chat that your wood is completely full. I'm assuming. I'm not sure. Joanna, challenge accepted. Great. And Antoinette, challenge accepted. Great. That's one of the contest rules. So go ahead and keep putting that in there. Okay, so today, and for some of you, it's already past midnight, maybe. So you have you're coming very close to the summer solstice of the 21st. So the reason I want to talk about this day, even though it's not indicated on the TimeBlazr, but I think it is worth talking about from a little bit from an astrological perspective. I'm going to just get on camera here real quick. Is that from the Chinese astrology perspective, we look at solstices as there's a shift of yin and yang energy, and it's around 5:15 in the morning or something like that when we have this transition. So up until that time, we are building to the longest day of the year, if you will, in the northern hemisphere, which basically means that the days are on a yang cycle. And then at 5:15 in the morning, then it's going to switch the polarity, and then it's going to start going to yin. Not that it's down, but it's yin. And the reason that it's yin is because after the 21st, then the days begin to get shorter until we get to the lowest point of the year of December 21st, and then we start opening back up to this point in the summertime again. So that's where we're at right now. And this is really a very interesting time because one, the energy, yes, is a little bit wobbly because it's finding a new birthplace, right? It's finding a new energetics of shifting from yin to yang. But this is where I would like to see you do some reflection. You can call it meditation. You can call it prayer. You can call it whatever you want. But you know what? Turn off the devices. Turn off your mind a little bit and start reflecting about what you want in this next phase of your life. We are doing an incredible period shift right now. I've been talking about it. I will talk about it for probably the next 20 some years because we are going into period 9. And this is a good opportunity to tap into that period 9 information. Okay? All right. So anyway, it is a pretty nice day, and so I would, if you're an early riser, this would be a good morning tomorrow morning, or for those of you who are already into the 21st. Maybe have it an all-nighter for those of you who are in Europe, that this might be a very long day, but do tap into the energetics of the day, because really when you are able to start really tapping into attuning yourself, aligning yourself to the energy, you're going to start seeing your life smooth out a little bit. And I'm not saying that it's not without bumps. And by the way, it's very interesting to me when, people are, saying, oh, you can make, millions of dollars doing this program. You're never really going to hear me ever say that, because the people that are really even saying that, like, have they even made their first million, number one? And number two, I know for a fact, I can't say this about everyone, but a lot of people are struggling out there. Even people that are coming out online and things like that. It is an incredibly, I'm going to say, exciting time, but it does not come without some challenges. And I think the people who are showing up, like you all, thank you very much, the people that are showing up are the ones that are going to do much better in period 9, because it really is going to take a lot of energy. And with that said, I do want you to take care of yourself. So on the TimeBlazr, it's going to give you probably a day or two every single month that you could dedicate to your self-care. So please do that for yourself, because you're worth it. And we need you. We need you and your services. Okay? All right. Couple other things that I wanted to share with you. One is about the software that we have been telling you about, and that's the TimeBlazr. That's the one that I've been demonstrating to you. So for you to just, the link is below as well, but it is the TimeBlazr software, bit.ly TimeBlazr software, and then the link is in the description as well. And we also have a beautiful app for you to play around with that is in beta. But we would love and value any feedback that you would have about all of our lovely things that we do. Okay, I did get a couple of questions, and I am going to let's see, how should I put this? People are emailing me and asking me to do their strategies. So that really is a consultation. We do have a challenge, so you can put all of that information into this, into the social media platform. That's why we're doing this. So if you can put anyone that sent me a private email, if you can copy and paste that and put it into the chat below, then we will address it that way. But coming through, and then just asking me a correct question direct, and it really is a consultation. So that's a little bit different, and I'm very, very happy to help. We feel like we're very, very generous here. So let's be respectful of that as well. And then people have asked me things like, is there any chance that they could make some incredible money but I can't even see your chart. So I don't, there's certain things, and I will not be running your charts because again, that's consultation. So you're going to have to help me out here. So if you post your things online here, if it goes beyond the status of that's a consultation, then, and you probably already know that, then you're going to have to book an appointment with me. Okay. We try to be super, super generous here, but we also need everyone to understand that I have a phone bill and a Visa bill and a rent check and all of that every single month too. Okay? All right. And I'm sure you understand. I hope that came out okay. All right. So tomorrow, what I would like to do is I'm going to answer some of those questions that are going to be put in the chat below. And then I am also going to talk about the manifest for tomorrow. So, and then I also want you to come tomorrow with let me know how you're doing on your launch. What emails have you written? Have you written out your email sequences? Is your online portal ready to go? Like what legwork do you need to do to have that successful launch? Okay. All right. We're going to wrap it up for today. Thank you so much for your following. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to our channel. Go ahead and ring that bell to make sure you get all of our notifications, because you wouldn't want to miss those, because everything is in such a timely manner here, right? And we wish you really an amazing day. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Same time, same channel. Let me just check to see if there's anything else that I missed. Where can we find more information about each animal? Keep following me. Keep following me. And there's also a playlist for the 2022 animals. And so just keep following, and we'll just keep talking about that. Okay? All right. We'll talk to you soon. May good chi follow, especially today, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Thanks.